Hey guys, what's going on? This is Jason Henry, the creator of Superhero Mugs, and today I'm going to be giving you some commentary on the second saga for Superhero Mugs. So go grab some popcorn or some snacks, a drink maybe. This is going to be about a 30-minute video, I think, and this will actually be my first video that exceeds 15 minutes. So this is like a huge thing for me. I've never uploaded a video that's been longer than 15 minutes before. So this is worth celebrating. So go get some food. And if you don't, then I'm gonna sick Spider-Man on you because he's on screen right now. So this is the first episode of Saga 2. Um, can't remember if I changed Iron Man's voice around in this episode or not. Iron Man had essentially three different sounding voice effects. He had his original one, which was only in one episode, and I think it might have been in this episode too. But then I changed it around later, and I'm glad I did that because it really sounded horrible, the first one. And then his third voice is when I started doing the voice for Iron Man when he gets all his new paint job. Which the effect for that I really liked, which was just a simple echo effect. But I can't hear any audio on the screen right now, so you guys should be able to tell if it's the first or the second voice. If it's the first one, you'll know because it just sounds totally bad. So kind of the general plot for this saga, I didn't really have like a general story going into it. Like the first saga had, I kind of wanted to have a general story, which was that Spider-Man was dealing with a split personality. This saga, I didn't really have like a general story. It was more of just a bunch of random episodes. So looking back on this, I kind of would have maybe thrown in like a reoccurring story that would have been brought up maybe throughout each episode or a couple episodes, and then at the end, the mugs would have had to have done something to resolve whatever that story was. But anyway, I'll tell you guys a quick story. Last night there was we had like a really bad storm here, and we had like 70-mile-an-hour winds, and there was just thunder and hail, and it was just totally bad. So today, I'm driving home from work, and the roads are really wet, and on the side of the road there's this turtle, and I didn't hit it, but everyone was swerving around it and stuff, and I wanted to stop and move the turtle because he's on the side of the road and I don't want the thing to get hit. But he was so friggin' like ridiculously huge. I've never seen a turtle that big before. He was probably like the size of like a small like tractor tire. Like you know how like if you're mowing the lawn, the tractors normally have like those big tires in the back and then like the small ones in the front. It was like the size of that. Like he was ridiculously big. So I wanted to stop, but I couldn't because there was just so much traffic and I wanted to get home. So I'm like, sorry, Mr. Turtle, I'd help you, but you're just going to have to deal with nature or whatever right now. I hope that doesn't make me a bad person. Let me know if I'm a bad person in the comments below. I don't think I'm a bad person. But anyway, getting back on track. Okay, so we're in episode 2 now. Rachel Moore, she plays the voice of Girl on the Phone, and Girl on Phone is Girl on the Phone, I should say, is a reoccurring character throughout the entire series. I think she comes up 3 or 4 times, and I'm not actually really sure how Rachel found out about superhero mugs. I think she found like the MySpace page, or maybe she found on YouTube. I don't know. I'd have to ask her that, but yeah, she expressed a lot of interest in the show, and she thought it was really funny. So I asked her if she wanted to be a guest star on the show, and she accepted. And I thought that was pretty awesome. She's been a huge help throughout the entire series. So if you're listening, Rachel, thanks, and we'll see you in the movie.
I met her through an internet site called MySpace.
I remember setting up that MySpace for Wolverine too. That's really funny.
No, I have
MySpace is
one.
so old
You have
school
one
now.
too?
Yes, I do.
I saw they like redesigned the MySpace logo and
Philip.
theme and everything.
It's been trying with Tommy.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed, but hoping
about
we get a
that.
chance to
As
see
an
him before he
artist,
signs
all I
waivers.
can say
He
is
has about a
just that
bazillion
was a really
regrets.
bad. I mean, it was a good call to change it, but how it looks now is just it's really
Well,
bad.
how many friends do you have
Don't get me
now?
started on it.
Tom and my girlfriend.
Good luck with that. Listen, you just better not be uploading pictures of yourself or telling people that you're a collectible toy. And messing with the human girl's heart, it's very cruel. You should stop at once.
Hey, we love each other. She thinks I'm funny, strong, and a hell of a lot smarter than you are, pal. She wants to play with me too.
Man, I
I
should
never
have
said
brought
she
down
was
some
supposed
food
to.
down here.
I even
Cause I'm
said
getting
she
really
was
hungry. I
This
had
cool human name I found
I had a quesadilla and soup today for lunch.
I'll explain later. We should leave Wolverine alone so he can end his relationship.
I won't.
It'll be for the best. She won't find out you're a mighty mug and can find true love on her own with a human male. And you won't have to lie about your name and other stuff. It's not like you'll ever meet each other. Come back to reality and see the truth, Wolverine. Please? It's for your own good. We'll leave you alone now.
Anyway, I always thought this particular episode
Hey, babe.
should have had at least like I said in the last commentary that it's like ridiculously hard to film on carpet using stop animation, and I always thought that this episode should have had a little bit of stop animation in it. I think this is actually the saga where I started to just sway away from doing stop animation for a while because I was so busy with school and everything. It was more just about getting episodes out. I think it was like every week or every other week. So I was trying to do it, trying to do these episodes as quickly as I could, but at the same time have them be, a little bit professional, I guess. Looking back on them now, they're not really that professional looking. But that's just me. I'm like a perfectionist like that.
I'm coming to get you. You hide.
Go hide.
1, 2, 10,000, 2. Okay, here I come. Oh.
Hey, Spider-Man, what's up?
You see Hulk?
No, but I take it you're playing hide and seek.
Yeah, you
I'll go hide.
gay banana. 10, 2. Come to get you. Where are you?
I should probably mention too that
Hello.
I always this is gonna sound like completely retarded and probably very egotistic, but I always thought that every mug in the show will always had like all of their personalities were kind of like a reflection of my personality. So Spider-Man was kind of like my dumb retarded side. Wolverine was kind of like my my bitchy side. Captain America was kind of phone's ringing.
Get out of here. I don't want anything.
Should I pick that up?
Wait.
I'm really getting to the beef of like some good commentary stuff. And now I'm getting a toll-free call from somebody.
You think he would have found us by now?
Maybe he gave up.
Yeah, go suck one toll-free call.
Maybe he's still looking. We'll give him more time.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but it was really annoying.
It's been 2 hours. I'm pretty
Okay,
sure
so anyway, that douchebag's done calling.
Get out of here.
Now we can get back to the awesomeness. And I lost my train of thought about the mugs and their personality. But anyway, most, if not all of them, I guess sort of sprung from my,
Do you realize
some aspect of my personality.
him become
Which I never really realized that at the time when I was making this series. It wasn't until like after the series that I kind of noticed that, and I thought, huh, that's kind of weird how that kind of happened.
Sue me. Now get out of the way.
Hulk, get Wolverine.
Listen up, troops. This is my area. My
This
zone.
was a funny episode too, this one.
And don't
I got a lot of comments on this when it first came out. Because like everything, like it doesn't really start off big from the start, I don't think. But this episode, for whatever reason, I guess it was just really, really funny. And I got a lot of comments, I remember, on this episode when it came out.
He's right.
And
But you
I think this was actually one of the first episodes where
Shut up. This is
I
my
kind of wanted to have
any of you coming past this point.
Captain America be like the odd one out. Like there's no one really else like him, if that makes sense. He's like it's hard to explain. Everyone has their own personality in the show, but I really wanted Captain America to be that odd one out who's like the goody two shoes kind of character. So everyone kind of gangs up on him in this, pulling like a prank on him.
This isn't a sport.
Then you should use the correct word, like...
section?
Hood?
Cheeto apple toast.
Hoax place.
While those are all excellent ideas, I was thinking something more along the lines of...
State.
County?
Spaceship.
Hoax like spaceship.
Well, I was thinking something more like...
Hoax place. Danger place.
District?
No. Call it...
Hoax place. Wolverine Street.
Moo.
Wolverine Street?
I give up.
Barbies only.
Mug City?
Hoax place.
Well,
Do you like
good.
color?
Talk.
Iris, roast vegetables.
Something like that, huh?
Loud noises.
Great big old.
Hog, you smell like dookie.
Yeah, so Doctor Doom was the first villain,
We're all doomed. Success.
Mighty Mug in Superhero Mugs, and I really didn't want to make him like, the typical villain. Well, I mean, if you don't count Spider-Man's evil side, but I really didn't want to. I really didn't want to make Doctor Doom this like typical evil character. I just wanted him to be this super annoying character who just got on everybody's nerves. And I thought that his character brought a lot of randomness to the show.
I'm sure all of you want to know my incredible journey of how I slaughtered the 3 little pigs. It was a rainy day in Candyland, and all was quiet along the western front. Revving up my car engine, I managed to avoid drowning. On the endless pool of destruction, that old dusty trail was looking quite long. So I flew to the island where they kept the flowers. My escape from the unwanted...
There's another thing, too, I didn't want to do, and I knew from the start of doing this saga that I didn't want to introduce, like, too many villains at once. I kind of wanted to ease into it slowly, do maybe one villain, and, or actually it was 2 villains in this saga, and then in the third one just kind of bring in more villains. And as I was doing that, I didn't really know at the time, but I think it was around the middle of Saga 3 where I thought that would be so awesome if all these villains that they have encountered were just, they all somehow met and decided to team up against the superhero mugs. Really, guy? You're going to call again?
Oh, hello, Doom.
Reading, huh?
Oh, that's how it's going to be.
Reading is for pansies like you.
Well, he's done now. I just deleted him. Anyway, I really wanted to have the villains against the heroes, so I thought, okay, we could use the girls' room as the place where the heroes just put all the villains, and then the villains could just break out of there. So I thought that kind of turned out pretty funny and pretty good in the end.
Good luck trying to catch that one. He's the hardest one to catch. Cheerio.
I don't know what I was doing with these zooming
I love my
and
theme song.
effects and all that.
Hey, fish monster, what's going on?
What's a fish monster?
Listening to music? What do you got on here?
It's not mine. It's Jason's. He likes...
Let me change it for you. The laws of physics do not apply when cars are involved.
Like how Iron Man's wearing the headphones. Kind of looks like some kind of alien or something.
Now that's a tune
Like he has
you can
great
relate to,
big
isn't that right,
robotic
Mr. Man?
ears.
That's Iron Man.
Whatever,
Dumbo
fish man.
Iron Man.
Hey, Captain, I've been meaning to talk to you.
Let me guess, it's about Doom, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ah, the good old Mountain Dew.
All he does is talk. He never shuts up.
I know, I'm starting to think.
Thinking like almost every other episode, there's always some kind of
to me and said I needed to lose weight.
drink
You know,
related
Finn should
object
lose
in the
some
background.
weight.
Oh, there you got the soup.
boy.
So,
Yes, that's your name,
let's
right?
change it
But
up a little
anyway,
bit.
eating these foods will only let your gut expand. Try holding fire in your little claws and see what happens. And by the way, did you see who was on the cover of this month's issue of Playtoy?
Yeah, in case you guys don't know, also,
I'm the newest model to hit the
I'm like a
line.
huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Like, I used to watch that show all the time when I was little. The show was so awesome. And the voice for Doctor Doom is just me trying to impersonate Cell, like the voice of Cell, but I just sped it up really quickly.
Well, I'm not lying
So that's
now.
how he got his voice. Wolverine got his voice kind of obviously just from just a Wolverine impression.
I called this meeting so that we can discuss ways of getting rid of Dr. Doom.
Where's Wolverine and Hulk?
I'll fill them in later. They're distracting Doom so we can have this little meeting.
And that is how I managed to slay the model boat.
And to think we were sent here to distract you. You could just distract yourself.
What was that, Wolf Boy?
Nothing at all, you mughole. Now tell us about your cape. Hulk-like cape.
Well, we all want him gone, so why don't we flush him down the toilet like you did with that one Mighty Mug?
I don't think he would go down. Thing was all bits and pieces when we flushed him.
Yeah, he funny mug.
Well, do you guys have any WD-40?
If you're suggesting that plus a match,
It was hard filming on that refrigerator.
40.
Because I had to have the tripod, like, I had the tripod set up for this. I think I had the tripod for this episode. There's another one where they're up there. Or no, I think it was this episode. I had the tripod, and I had to extend it all the way to its highest point to get the camera above that fridge. It was so frustrating. Because I couldn't really see into the camera to see how the shot was
So
looking.
he can just go missing in action, and we can just put this all behind us?
Exactly. We open the door, toss him in, and close it. He won't be able to open it. He's not tall enough.
How do we open it then?
We can just stack on top of each other.
I guess that'll work.
Okay. You two go distract Doom, and tell Wolverine and Hulk to come speak with me, and I'll fill them in.
So what's
That's
the
what
plan
it
here?
was. Oh my god. I had a dream last night. Was it last night, or was like last night or the night before?
Yesterday we
And
were
like, oh my god, that is so crazy how I just remembered that. It was about I was back at the apartment doing some kind of, oh my god, what was it? Episode for Superhero Mug. Like, all I remember was I was inside the apartment and everything was empty, so there was no furniture or anything, and I was trying to film some other episode of Superhero Mugs or something. That is so crazy. And now here I am doing the commentary for it. That's ridiculous. That wasn't scripted, folks. None of this is scripted. That is pretty insane.
That's the plan. Unbelievable, Captain Nerdball. I could have come up with something way better than that. We should throw him down the food compressor unit. Or use the blender on him. Wait, I've got it. WD-40 and a match.
No.
I think we're like 18 minutes into this now.
We've already agreed on throwing him in the girls' room.
Okay, fine. So how are we going to open the door, smartass?
Easy. Okay, Spider-Man.
Oh my god, that shot was so ridiculous. I tried to stack all the bugs on top of each other, and of course they would fall, but I had to get like,
That's what she said.
Hey,
I don't even remember. I didn't fully stack all of them on top. Like, I had Hulk, and then there was Captain America, and Iron Man wasn't really on top of Captain America. I was really holding him there when I took that picture.
What are you up to, my little friend? I forgot
But yeah, I had to do that. I had to set that shot up. It took me a while to set that up, because they kept falling over.
stories, bub. Let's get him.
Put me down, you barbaric caveman. I demand to see a muffin. Do you hear me? A muffin. You won't get away with this blasphemy.
Sure we will.
Should also mention too, the first two sagas were filmed with my little Nikon Coolpix camera, which back then it was an okay camera, but now it's really like obsolete. So in the third saga, Lauren was gracious enough to allow me to use her digital SLR Nikon camera, which I think she got it back in like 2002 or something like that, which when I was filming these, this was in like 2008 or 2009. So back when I was filming them with her camera was starting to become obsolete, but it was definitely an improvement. And I thought the third Saga from that point on started to become really professional looking. Plus, that was when YouTube started to add the wider video screen also. So I thought that was a good move by them. That happened like right at the right time too.
Seriously, where do all these mugs keep coming from?
Oh man, I wanted to have Thor come back in so many episodes, but Jake Thompson, my buddy who did the voice for Thor, he I could never get a hold of him to do the voice for him again. So actually, in the last episode, Thor comes back, and I had to reuse some of the audio that Jake had used for this episode. So I'm gonna have to try and get a hold of him for the movie, because for the movie, you know, all the mugs are gonna be there. So that would be awesome if I could get some new dialogue for him going. I actually had out. I shouldn't really say this now because this is Saga 2, but I'll say it anyway. In the last episode of Saga 5, there was supposed to be a really funny conversation between Thing and Thor, and every time I read it, and I think who else read it? I think Brenya, who did the voice for Thing, I think he did the lines for it too, and he thought it was really funny. It was so funny, but I just couldn't end up doing it because I couldn't get a hold of Jake, and I had to cut that scene out. So maybe I can go back and redo it or something if I can get a hold of him.
I don't think this is such a good idea. Is he seriously gonna stick that fork in the outlet?
Damn you, Jake. Oh my god, that's so dumb.
I agree.
Looking back on it, I would have done that whole electrocution thing differently. But I love how he gets electrocuted and his entire body goes, but his cape and his hat and his helmet like don't. And there's no smoke, there's like nothing. So cheesy. So corny, so funny. It's like those original episodes of Star Trek. Like, they're so bad and yet they're so good because they're so bad. If that makes sense.
There's no way you're gonna beat me.
This was actually my first attempt at machinima also, was this episode. And I love how that first shot was, you could see the HUD, and then in the rest of these, you can't see the HUD anymore. Like your shields and the radar and everything.
Well, big guy, it looks like I win. Hulk, angry.
So that was just one great big
Just a
fail.
game, bub. Calm down. Hulk want rematch. Sorry, you're no challenge for me. No rematch.
Yeah, so this episode actually was right around the time they came out with that Hulk versus Wolverine cartoon, like straight to DVD thing. So I wanted to do kind of something similar to that where Hulk and Wolverine are fighting.
No fight. No fight, no fight, no fight, no fight, no fight.
Kill him now.
Kill him now.
Please don't.
You're pretty strong, Greenie, but it's time to go all out. Hulk crush you. Bring it on.
No, please don't.
I loved how that turned out. I actually used that in my demo reel. That shot where he's in midair and then hits the table.
Nothing.
Really liked how that turned out.
So you guys aren't doing anything at all.
We were, just...
Hulk farted.
Oh yeah, he farted and it smells. Hulk that big fart. Yeah, it was pretty bad. It
smells
was
like
really
flour.
nasty.
It was like
Hulk
it's a
like
Hulk
flour.
fart. It
Come
was
on,
like
that's gotta be brutal.
Hey, we're Mighty Mugs. We can't fart.
it smells like big Hulk fart.
Get me out of this box. I need to get out. So I kill you.
Oh,
Come on,
God.
get me out of this box.
I remember when
Ow.
this episode came out, I got a lot of comments on the episode, but I got a lot of messages too about why Doc Ock wasn't out of his box. Why didn't I make him out of his box? I think like some people took it personally. I don't know why.
Alright, let's move
I wanted to have at least one mug who was like trapped inside of his box and couldn't get out. So I thought it was kind of
Out of here.
it would have been better to make it a villain so that the heroes, you know, it would give the heroes a reason not to open the box because he'd come out and just kill everybody.
box wouldn't be such a good idea now, would it?
But you don't understand. I have to slaughter you, mugs. So
This
that I can
episode
move
was
the
really short
tournament.
too. I think it was only like a
Then
minute
that's why
40
we
or
have to
something.
keep you in your box. Alright, I want to know what all the commotion is about down there. Come down and meet the new
Wolverine
Mighty
just chilling by the
Come on.
cereals.
You know
What are you doing
want
up there,
the next one.
Wolverine? Trying to get some Fruity Pebbles?
You can't get out of this box.
Oh my god.
Alright, now everybody
Looks like he's having a
shut up,
seizure.
shut up.
Alright, last episode, Saga 2. If you're seeing the black screen right now, I had to cut out the parts of the Star Trek part where it's showing Khan right now from the Wrath of Khan. Didn't want to get in trouble with YouTube or Paramount or anything like that, so I had to cut that out. But the audio's still there. But technically, the audio's in the background of the scene, so it can kind of be there. Guess I'm kind of on thin ice about that, but it should be okay. You can barely hear it anyway.
Intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert, intruder alert.
What the hell? Whoever you are.
Yeah, I liked how this episode kind of went with that whole Wrath of Khan theme, if you guys have seen that movie. If you haven't seen the Wrath of Khan, then you really haven't lived. And if you haven't seen the scene where Captain Kirk is screaming Khan, then you're just an absolute fail.
What are you talking about? Who are you? Thing.
Get back here and let me have this box.
Yeah, so this was, I'm trying to remember the amount of time that had passed between this episode and the first episode, but Brenya was in town, I think, weeks before I had filmed this episode, and I had the script already done. So I'm like, hey man, can you do some lines for this episode? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then weeks later,
The blender.
I got this episode done. So it was good that he could, that Brenya could get back in this episode too.
You were sliced into millions of pieces.
What?
Are you like retarded or something?
The whole premise of Thing is that he's just this random element.
Starting to remember
He just
how
comes
you
and goes whenever he pleases, I guess. He gets abducted by aliens and then somehow comes back.
No, I'm Captain Kirk.
He was dead and then somehow comes back.
I'm Captain Kirk. Scotty, beam me up.
I didn't add that transporter effect for this commentary. Oh well.
What the hell?
It turned out pretty cool.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing him again.
Toilet thing, mug, come back here. And get out of this box.
Hey, shut up over there, or I'll tip your box over.
Alright, so that's Saga 2. I hope you guys enjoyed. Gonna probably have a guest on the next commentary. Won't tell you guys who it is. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably get around to doing it. If not next week, then maybe the week after. Just depends on my schedule. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time.